I'm back. I hope you all had an amazing Christmas and a good holiday. It's time to get things moving once again here on the channel. I thought a good place to start would be the massive amount of UFO activity that has been reported this year, not since the 40s and the famous crash at Roswell, New Mexico, as a year since so much talk of visitors from another planet. Let's take a look at all the stories that made the year so memorable, from the United States Navy's acknowledgment of unidentified craft, to Bob Lazar, and even the failed attempt to raid Area 51. Let's look back on what aliens were up to this year. Welcome to IF, videos on history, mystery and the strange. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss a video again. Let's start out in the first quarter of the year and the report made by Politico, in which the release of previously classified documents showed that the Department of Defense had funded projects which investigated UFOs, wormholes, alternate dimensions, and many other subjects that are considered alternative and conspiracy. This release was an important step in the process of disclosure, drip-feeding knowledge to the general public in preparation for the reveal that we are not alone. The Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA, released 38 research titles on January 18th following a Freedom of Information Act request. Some of the titles are mind-blowing and read more like titles of upcoming science fiction movies rather than secret government-funded projects. There is invisibility cloaking, anti-gravity propulsion warp drives, and antimatter manipulation. This is a subject that I covered at the time, and I will provide links at the end of this video. Moving on to April, when we learned that they, the US Navy, had created new guidelines for pilots so they would not face ridicule for reporting a UFO. The new guidelines for reporting unidentified flying phenomena, or UFPs, destigmatized the process for the military and naval personnel. A Navy press statement at the time said, "For safety and security concerns, the Navy and the US Air Force takes these reports very seriously and investigates each and every report. Expect to see much more information from the Department of Defense under its AATIP, Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, in 2020. April's talk about UFOs seemed to be awfully convenient when in the following month of May, maybe the biggest story of the year broke. The Times reported on pilot sightings and video capture of UFOs. In what would become known as the Tic Tac UFO video, many were introduced to hard evidence of UFO visitors and began to research the topic. The video was actually from November of 2004 and was first made public in 2017. It was a piece of evidence that would be championed by Blink-182 star Tom DeLonge, as his group, To the Stars Academy of Arts and Science, would make 2019 another year that they promised to reveal the truth. A spokesperson for To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences, TTSA, co-founded by the Blink-182 singer Tom DeLonge, told the New York Times in September that it certainly had obtained exotic material samples from UFOs, but no further details were given at that time. Tom did the media tour, appearing on the internet and TV, but nothing much in the way of hard truth appeared. Another name that is arguably bigger than that of Tom DeLonge is Bob Lazar. 2019 saw him making a long-awaited appearance on the Joe Rogan podcast. The physicist who worked at Los Alamos National Laboratory in New Mexico and also on reversed engineered extraterrestrial technology at a site called S4 near Area 51, Groom Lake, spoke about his history and promoted the latest film to feature his experiences. Corbell's documentary, Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers, screened at film festivals across the US and reignited interest in the Netflix titled Unacknowledged, which also tells Bob's story. And while on the subject of Area 51, we have to mention the viral craze that swept the internet in the months leading up to September. It was something that started as a bit of a joke until over 2 million people reserved their places, this making the authorities sit up and take notice. Out of these 2 million people, only 2 ended up in jail. 2 Dutch friends said they just wanted a good look at the mysterious Area 51 before they left the US, but they ended up in a Nevada jail. The 2 pleaded guilty to trespassing and illegal parking, both misdemeanors. Nye County District Attorney Chris Arabia said they were sentenced to a year in jail, but that sentence was suspended and the 2 will spend a total of 3 days in county lockup if they pay a fine of just $2,280 each. On to October, which was a particularly busy month. Again, to the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences signed a deal with the US Army to study its purported extraterrestrial discoveries, publishing their findings a quick month later in November. October also saw a well-documented case of 5 bulls that were mysteriously killed on an Oregon ranch. As is often the case with cattle mutilations, the animals were found drained of blood and with surgical incisions made on various parts of the body, this along with the disappearance of body parts. Local law enforcement commented saying that they had ruled out death by other wildlife and noted that the bulls hadn't been shot. Moving on to November, British forestry worker Robert Taylor reported seeing an alien spaceship in the woods near Livingstone 40 years ago, making headlines around the world. The 61-year-old described how he saw a 30-foot-high dome-shaped object in a clearing in the forest near the West Lothian Newtown on the 9th of November 1979. He told of how 2 Spike spheres then rolled towards him as he passed out. He was aware of being grabbed on either side of his legs. Mr. Taylor then woke up in a disheveled state some 20 minutes later. We now arrive at this month, the final month of 2019, and it has seen a rash of UFO sightings. The great state of Wyoming has become a hotspot for sightings of serpents in the sky. People have described snake-like UFOs across the country. British newspaper and website dailystar.co.uk tweeted out video and photographs of what was purported to be an alien craft. The object these tweets showed was embedded on some US reports. The videos shown on the Daily Star sites come from BEAMS, British Earth and Aerial Mystery Society. Their investigations are found on YouTube and show many strange long objects in the sky in a rare daytime video. An older video from June of this year was also captured at night, and it shows lights that make up a long object, this leading people to conclude that the videos are of the same unidentifiable craft. So it would seem we have had a good year in terms of UFO research, these stories being some of the biggest, but reports in general saw an increase over this year. Could this increase in activity be a sign that official first contact will soon take place? Or is it a sign of something more ominous? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, I think now would be a good time to pick your brains. I recently posted a poll asking if you'd be interested in an Ask Me Anything live chat, but what else would you like to see me cover here on the channel during the new year of 2020? Please leave your suggestions and ideas and I will do my best to cover as many as possible. If you would like to support me during 2020, links to my Patreon, PayPal and merch can be found in the video description. As always, if you like what I do here on the channel, hit that like and share button, or maybe join the We Are If family by hitting that red subscribe button. You can catch the latest by searching We Are If. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.